Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about context and sourcing and a video that one of y'all sent me of somebody sitting there making fun of me. Somebody basically had a real issue, said it was sloppy and that I needed to do better, and that it was a yellow flag because I don't put sources down below. I don't put links down below. It's a person named Dr. Kennard over on a channel called Laughing in Disbelief. And, he says basic high school stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's true. If I was putting a report together for high school, I would probably include proper citations. But this isn't high school. And I would point out that my kid that's in the first grade knows how to use Google, knows how to use a search engine. I would imagine that most of y'all do too. And if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you know I've already done a video on this topic. I want you to fact check. I think that context is really important. If you really want to understand something, you can't just follow a link that the person who makes a claim provides you, because you know that link is going to back up their story. You know, every channel on YouTube that promotes just wild theories, they all have links in the description. And it's a way that in some cases can send you into an information silo that is very hard to get out of, because you get a bunch of information that reinforces itself, but none of it's true. So I don't provide links unless the information is incredibly hard to find, like a link to an obscure study or something like that. Most times, I just count on your ability to use a search engine, so you can fact check it for yourself. Now, he went through a recent video about cops in Massachusetts resigning, and he pointed to a couple of different things. The first was my belief that generally small rural departments have less issues than larger departments, specifically those around me. Now, is this fact? Can you verify this? Not really. You really can't. I mean, I know it's true, actually, through the methods that he suggests in his video, but there's no way for you to, because I don't say the exact jurisdiction. So, even if you trust me, how should you treat that information? Is it fact or is it opinion? I know it's fact, but I can't prove it to you. It's opinion, at best. And then he points to an anecdote, a story I told about a deputy who was planning stuff on people and got busted and got a lengthy sentence. I'm pretty vague in that. I don't mention the jurisdiction, but that's kind of a big deal. So I'm willing to bet, and by that I mean I already looked, if you were to go to your favorite search engine and type in Florida deputy planting sentencing, you'll get the story. And it will even, it kind of closely lines up with town gossip as well. You know, I say that the DA reached out to the sheriff. In the articles that I saw, it says that there were rumors in the courthouse. And it even mentions how they kind of tricked the cop to get him out of his car so they could search it. The reporting lines up with the anecdote and the town gossip. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. So that's verifiable. And it doesn't take much to do it. Even if the starting point is vague, there's a way to verify the information. And you should always seek to do that. And look at a couple of different sources. Never just trust the link that's provided. Because, you know, I happen to know a guy who did a video talking about that report saying that 20% of cops up there in Massachusetts were going to resign over the vaccines. It's this guy, by the way. And he had a link to an NPR article. NPR, pretty reliable. But it certainly appears that their reporting was off in this case. They were just going off of what the union said. Maybe the union wasn't telling the truth. So the source alone doesn't mean anything. I think y'all all know a guy who put out a video talking about this, how the CDC and FEMA handles public health issues overseas and how you don't need to worry about it coming here because they're really good at stopping it. And to this day, it's probably still one of the most embarrassing videos I've ever made. The sourcing is there. These are the guidelines. These are the plans that these agencies had. There's no way to foresee that they're not going to use them at all. So sourcing alone doesn't actually provide a whole lot of guarantee that it's true. You need the context. You need to know the other stuff that's going on. And you need to be able to come back to it. Now, there's two things I want to point out about this Professor Kennard, Dr. Kennard, whoever he is. First is that he has a follow-up video to the thing about Massachusetts, where he corrects it and provides the information that was provided by the state. And the other is that he totally knows I'm making this video. This isn't a bad faith criticism. This is a case of diversity of tactics. We look at this differently. I'm assuming that his point of view is to make sure that anybody who's watching a video can go down below, click it, follow the link, and get accurate information. To me, I don't like that because it presumes that the person making the video is going to link accurate information. And they may not. And those information silos that we have seen develop over the last few years, they are dangerous. So I don't think that you should necessarily follow the links that are provided by people on YouTube. Maybe use them as a starting point. But just because there's a link down below doesn't mean the information is true. And just because the link, if you follow it, it says the same thing, doesn't necessarily mean that it's fact. We have to go beyond that now. There's too much money in misinformation. And I take no offense to this video that was made, because the goal of it is to get out accurate information and to keep people from falling into information silos. I am all about that. I think it's a great idea. We just have a different viewpoint in how to accomplish it. Nobody's right in this case. It's just a thought. Anyway, y'all have a good day.